what is the way forward? The way forward is to continue the protests. It cannot be to stop the protests because there is nothing we have achieved. Ruto will become more brutal if we stop the protests than if we continue with the protests. So there is no other way but to continue. And we should continue tomorrow, Thursday. How should we do it? I think an idea was floated, and I believe it is a very reasonable idea, that we should have a place that we gather. Because if you have a place where you gather, and you gather there in large numbers, then it would be impossible to. So what is the best place to gather? The best place to gather, there are few places. The places have to be symbols of the state, symbols of this regime, symbols of government, because otherwise you're not passing any message. Blocking a road, that's not a symbol of a government or state. If you go to parliament, that's a symbol of government. If you go to Arambe House, that's a symbol of government. Now, this is controversial. I will not raise it. I will not say go to State House. I think if we were 10 million strong, you could. But because we are not, choose a place that symbolizes the government and that would be able to send a clear message that you are saying no to despotism. It would be very, very important. Those who were speaking yesterday and saying they go back to re-strategize, that is not just naive. It exposes the fact that some of these people have been infiltrated. Because we said the movement was leaderless, the movement was organic, was tribalist. So where are they going to re-strategize? They're not going to re-strategize. They're going to eat the money that they have been given by the NIS. Honestly, they are going to strategize where, for how long, with whom? Because there is no organization. Under which umbrella are they strategizing? Who told them that they could call off protests that are organic? So Kenyans who are angry with what is happening should continue to express their anger, should continue to express their disapproval, and should be able to go out there and exercise their rights under Clause 1 of the Constitution by occupying public places and registering their disapproval of how William Ruto has mismanaged the country. Just as we were hearing people talking about re-strategizing, I heard today that Murkomen has been arrested in Dubai with 200 million cash, and that Ruto had to call for him to be released. Murkomen is my friend, but what the hell is somebody doing with 200 million cash? Where did he get it from? He said that Ruto produced some list, or SRC produced a list of so-called earnings of public officers, starting with the president going down. And you could tell from that list that the salaries that are announced, even the so-called increments that are purportedly recommended, would never give anybody 200 million cash, would never support anybody buying a watch worth 30 million, which Ruto wears, 10 of them. He changes them every day. Remember, in Latin America, a president was arrested just recently for her gold watches. I hear you have a president who is borrowing trillions and taking jet of 200 million and wearing watches worth 30 million and shoes worth 2 million each. And nobody seems to be bothered. And his salary is supposed to be 1.5 million per month. It's not possible unless you're a thief. And we know that Ruto is a thief. And we know that Rigiji is a thief. And we know that most of the people working for him are thieves. Let's call it what it is. These people are looters. Why are we allowing looters to continue looting when majority of our children are unemployed, cannot get anywhere to work? Why shouldn't these kids and the people who are unemployed say, look, we want our country back so that we can also make a contribution to national development. You're not going to do that if you're not working. And what are you going to do when you say you're going to re-strategize? You're going to sit at home? What are you going to do? What are you going to eat as you quote unquote re-strategize? And really, what is there to re-strategize? The formula was working and is working. The protest brought some concession, but not a complete one, because Ruto simply played games with the people. He pretended that he's not signing the bill into law, but it will automatically become law in 21 days. So what is it that people want? We did not bring, the people of Kenya did not bring the goons on the street. The people of Kenya did not hire the goons to harass them. We know the people who hired them. Why didn't the police arrest the goons? How come they have not been summoned, but individuals using Ruto must go on their ex posts are being summoned? We must call it as it is. It's because Kenya is being ruled by organized mafia, organized criminals. They know they are organized criminals. They don't make no fuss about it. And allow ourselves to be divided over pettiness, over parochialism, over things that don't matter. Then we have to say we are ready to be slaves for the rest of our lives, and that you're going to have goons and thugs and crooks ruling over you, lording over you, exploiting you, looting from you for the rest of our lives. If you are ready to say that, then you should not be complaining. Don't complain about corruption. Don't complain about police brutality. Don't complain about abductions. Don't complain about overtaxation. This fight is not about overtaxation. Overtaxation was a trigger. This fight is about the culture of impunity, the runaway plunder, and the excesses that we have already spoken about. And these problems started in 1963. They are not new. We have had them generation after generation. And it is false to claim that only Gen Zs have been fighting. No. People have died for this country. As I said last week, Pio Pinto was the first known public figure that was assassinated in 1964. His family have not received justice. James Kariuki's family have not received justice. Kungu Karumba's family have not received justice. The families of Arwen Skovek have not received justice. Dr. Robert Uko's family have not received justice. Dr. Odhiambo Mbai's family have not received justice. Chris Msando's family have not received justice. And I could go on and on. Baby Pendo, all of them. There are many. Yes. And the colleagues that died last week have not received justice. So what are you going back home for? What are you folding your tent for? Why are you saying that Ruto is good all of a sudden? And yet he's the one who has killed these people last week. And he did not even send his condolences. He's not even sorry. He's proud of the police that killed them. You want to weaponize Ruto, make him strong, fortify him, say go ahead, kill more? Is that success? So anyone who is talking about let's fold it, let's leave this, we have achieved our aim, was never ever in the struggle, was not genuine from day one. We have to say it as it is. Some people are saying, oh, Miguna is opportunistic. Opportunism are the people who are eating with Ruto. And opportunism for what? There is no organization here to lead. We don't have an organization. There is no government to be opportunistic about. We don't have elections. So what is it that we are opportunistic about? We are not opportunistic, because those who are opportunistic are cutting deals with the NIS and with Ruto and are getting paid and are folding and going and have started confusing the people. Let these people not confuse us. Let them not bring division. Let them not bring distractions. Let's be focused like laser beams. I suggest that we occupy parliament. Other people can suggest other things. The reason is that legislation cannot go on. Members of parliament, the majority of them, I believe right now, will either join the people or they will run and go hide. But already, parliament was occupied. Already, parliament symbolizes the passage of the finance bill 2024, the rogue parliament. Already, parliament is emasculated. So we can use parliament as a symbol. If Uhuru Park was open, you could go to Uhuru Park. If there was other public spaces that symbolizes the government, we could go there. But for now, it has to be one place, because if we are scattered, these people will pick us one at a time and then disintegrate us, and then we will achieve nothing. Then we will not be able to bring justice to those who died. Finally, I suggest that all of us use Ruto must go. That is an insurance policy and a protection of the people that is picking one at a time to subject to brutality in the colonized courts. Thank you.
Thank you, Daktari. Do we have some follow-up question? Can you hear me, Dr. Miguna?
I can hear you. I can hear
you very well. Go ahead, Woodapal.
Okay, yeah, I wanted another co-host. That's good. We have a new co-host. Now, all I wanted to ask, can the Law Society help us in case of the people who are getting abducted? Because that's another thing that is killing the momentum. What can the legal minds that we have in Kenya help us in this case?
My friend,